Hi guys and welcome back to our channel. Today we'll be analyzing two American stocks listed in the Nasdaq index, which are Tesla and NIO, and XRP as one of the most capitalized cryptocurrencies outside there. Let's start with Tesla. As you can see here, we have a weekly chart, so which means every candle is a weekly one, with a price inside two envelopes, while beneath we find two different kind of cycles. So the idea is to understand what it might happen over the next weeks and months. For those ones who are following me, you already know that I'm quite bearish on Tesla. I do believe that over the end or after the first half of the year, Tesla is going to move in the downside area for actually the end of the year, and then definitely the 2022 and 2023 will be two years where we'll be experiencing Tesla going down, with exception of some rebound that we are now going to understand where it might happen in the chart. Okay, so what we see here after the January 2020 is a movement along the upper band, which actually brought Tesla from $80 till the all-time high at $900. Actually, I've been calling the all-time high once hitting this area, from where I was predicting, and I've been predicting, and I'm still very bearish, downwards movement for Tesla. So what is happening right now is that, as you can see here, once the red curve has crossed above the azure one, we're experiencing a huge run up. Okay, so those two cycles, or let's say these three cycles, are quite symmetrical, and they are quite, I would say, they are great to predict what is going to happen next. Okay, so right now we see that the red curve is kissing the azure one. We are still in the ascending phase of the Gauss curve, yet we can forecast, we can predict the beginning of the descending phase of the Gauss curve, which can project Tesla moving over the downside area over the 2022, so already in summer or after summer, till 2022 and definitely 2023. So in 2023 we might see a bottom for Tesla, and actually it could be a great area from where we might want to buy Tesla. So let's analyze the levels from where we might start buying into Tesla. Definitely, I said that Tesla is going to hit $414 over the next weeks, where actually is passing by also the lower band. We know that based on my test, the two envelopes, so the upper and the lower band, should contain the 95% of data, which means every time we see the price moving above or below one of the two band, we know that actually we should be expecting, after a period of time, the price coming back inside the two envelopes. In this case, actually we have experienced a huge movement up with the price crossing below the upper band, and actually what happened afterwards is that the price has moved back inside the two envelopes. Okay, now why I've been calling an all-time high for Tesla here is because we see a huge increase in terms of amplitude. I've already explained several times when that happened, and the amplitude is the difference between the point of high and the point of low. Afterwards, we should be expecting a reversal. Okay. Also, if we analyze the Magnum cycles, which are great in predict what is going to happen next, we see that the white curve is getting close to the orange one. The orange one is still moving up, which means the derivative is still positive, yet at a certain point we're going to see the white curve crossing below the orange one, and that when that happened in the past, we've experienced Tesla tumbling down for on average more than 50% of its value. Okay, so I'm strongly bearish on Tesla 2022 and 2023, but I do believe already after with the beginning of the second half of 2021, we are going to see Tesla moving down, tumbling down, which means it will be a great opportunity for us to buy a put option with the deadline for the end of 2022. And so, in terms of price levels, I said between 380 and 414, where there is a gap up, we are going to experience a strong rebound for Tesla, which will be fooling out some investors, which they will be thinking that actually Tesla has resumed the uptrend, while it will be still the beginning of the downtrend for Tesla. Now let's move on and let's analyze NIO. As you can see here, we have a weekly chart, and then we will switch to the daily chart in order to better understand what is going to happen next. Even in this case, I have decided to envelop the price inside two bands, the upper band and the lower band. Actually, what we have experienced for NIO is very similar to what we have seen for Tesla. I've been calling, even in this case, the all-time high around the 60 US dollar. I've been writing to my Patreon to sell their position for those one who were holding NIO. What is happening right now is that the price is right now horizontal, moving, and actually it is going to move to test the lower band, which is passing by right now at 25.59 US dollar right now. Now, if we analyze the two cycles here, obviously we can't see all the cycles because there are no enough data. Yet we are still positive in terms of weekly chart. Until this will be, we will actually prefer being long for NIO. But right now we actually need to see NIO, and now we will be switching to the daily chart. We will be waiting NIO for lower levels. Definitely, as you can see here, right now the bands are oriented downwards, while before, as you can see here, the derivative was positive, the bands were moving upwards. Okay, so actually when the bands are moving upwards, we want to be in the buy side rather than in the sell side. Right now, what we see here is that the two bands are oriented downwards, which is a negative signal for us. Definitely we're going to see NIO testing this area around 20 US dollar over the next weeks and months. From there, actually we will be buying NIO for a strong rebound with the retest of this area around 40 US dollar, which right now is we could be considered as a strong resistance for the moment. Okay, so right now for the next weeks, months, I'm still bearish, which is confirmed. This view is confirmed by the cycle. As you can see here, the two cycles, the very first one and even the Magnum cycle, are still oriented downwards, which means we are preferring shorting right now NIO, or for those one who are eager to buy NIO. Actually, that is a big signal, is a strong signal that we should be waiting for better times. Okay. Also, as I've been saying before, over the weekly chart we are still positive, yet the two cycles are now giving us contrarian indications. So if we want to backtest an expert advisor, definitely we are entering into position when both the cycles, the daily one, the weekly one, are giving out the same signal. Okay, so NIO is going to move till 20 US dollar over the next weeks and months. From there, we are definitely going to buy for a strong rebound. Let's move on and let's analyze Ripple. As you can see here, we have a daily chart for Ripple. I've been calling several times back in the time a new actually relative high, not an all-time high, because we know that we are still below the all-time high, but I was calling a relative high. And actually these cycles have been great in predicting what was going to happen next. Also, I've been suggesting in my Patreon not to sell Ripple once they got the news about the SEC lawsuit, because actually that was a clear message to me that it was actually some fake, not a fake news, but it was a way to fool out the small retail traders. Actually, what happens that the strong hands have kept buying Ripple. So I understood this because of the volumes that we can actually, they are not so visible over the daily chart, but they are extremely understandable, extremely visible over the weekly chart. So what is going to happen right now here is this cycle has prolonged actually its length when compared with the previous one. As you can see here, the three previous cycles were quite symmetrical, while right now we see that this cycles has actually a bigger length, much bigger length when compared with the three previous one, which means that actually this is an extremely strong bullish signal. It means that actually here, even if we see one cycle, actually those one were two cycles, okay, but the bull force was so strong that actually it seems that we see only one cycle. Yet, also this view is confirmed by the Magnus cycles. Yet, actually, at a certain point, we will see the red curve crossing below the azure one. Also here for the Magnus cycles, the white curve crossing below the orange one. So what is going to happen next is that we are going to see some strong and very fast movement to retest this area again between 0.80 and $1 over May. Okay, so over May we might see some horizontal movement or some bearish action to retest the $1 area. Yet in terms of longer view, we are definitely buying Ripple against US dollar over the next months. I'm extremely bullish for Ripple. Definitely Ripple is going to retest the $2 from where I've been calling a clear retrace, which actually happened. But then we are going to break above $2 and we are going to hit and to retest the previous all-time high. Thank you guys.